Andrea Giles, and you're listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, episode number 178, Self-Repair After Betrayal. Hello, and welcome to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, where courageous women learn not only to heal from their spouse's betrayal, but to become the boldest, truest, most decisive, and confident versions of themselves ever. If you know there's more for you than the life you're currently living, but don't quite know how to get there, you are in the right place. Stick around to learn how to create a life that will knock your own socks off. Is it possible? It is, and I'm here to show you how. I'm your host, Andrea Giles. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Heal from Infidelity. As always, delighted to be here today with you. Today we're going to talk about self-repair, what it is, what it means, why it matters, how to do it. Okay, that's where we're going today. Today, we're just going to go ahead and get started and jump right in. All right. How many of you have been so focused on fixing a relationship that you forgot about the relationship with yourself in the process? After infidelity, it can be so urgent. It can feel so instinctual to want to hurry and repair the relationship, working on trust, communication, deciding whether to stay or go, or being in a really reactive mode of what's he going to do? What's she going to do? Are they choosing me? Are they not choosing me? To where this piece of self-repair is just skipped over. Okay, this can feel really instinctual, like you're not even thinking about it. While healing the relationship is important, what's more important is healing our relationship with ourselves. And we often neglect that. And it is the most critical repair. Because without self-repair, even the most fixed relationships won't feel safe and they won't feel fulfilling. And sometimes the relationships need to be let go of. We need to leave them or let somebody choose to leave. And this is where this work of self-repair becomes even more important, so we don't take on any meanings about somebody else's choices that weren't actually ours, like thinking that we're not enough or that if we were better, etc., etc. Okay, the first part here that I want to talk about is how infidelity shatters self-trust. Beyond the betrayal, there's a deep rupture in how we see ourselves. It can be so fast, just so fast that we had this idea, this sense of stability, this sense of who we were, the sense of the ground underneath us. And just like that, it can just be kind of ripped out from under us. Some common things that come up are, how did I not see this? How did I not know? Or why did I ignore this or that? Why did I not push on this more? What was wrong with me that I didn't push on it more? Was I not enough? Can I ever trust my own judgment again? We tend to abandon ourselves in this process, neglecting our needs, silencing our emotions, making choices from fear and survival, and wanting to not be rejected and not feel loss rather than self-worth. I've seen this again and again and again where I'll talk to people who are looking to work with me, and many of them have carried around really deep wounds for years. And what they're thinking is a relationship problem with their spouse, and that if they would do this and this and this, then I would feel different. And really, it's just a relationship issue with themselves. That they have a damaged relationship with themselves, and it is clouding everything. It's making it so they can't actually see the relationship with anyone else through a clear lens. It's making it cloudy and mucky and dark. Because they see themselves through a specific lens, they see everything through that lens. There's no clarity there. There's no real clarity there. They see the relationship through the lens of, I'm not quite enough. I'm not quite worth fighting for, or I think I'm kind of worth fighting for in theory, but I don't feel it inside. I'm so ashamed. I'm so embarrassed. If I were really amazing or beautiful enough or intimate enough, then he wouldn't have done this. And so I'm just going to mask how I feel. I'm going to just kind of hope that I don't get rejected, right? There's so much betrayal that we do to ourselves in the aftermath of our spouse's betrayal. And there's likely betrayal before it ever happened, where we are minimizing patterns that we see in the relationship, where we're minimizing areas that we feel uncomfortable and saying it's for the sake of the relationship, when in reality, it's to avoid pain and it's to avoid confrontation. So let's now dive into part 2 of this, which is, why do we focus so much on repairing the relationship first? There is a good reason. It feels more urgent. It feels more urgent. There's a fear of losing the relationship. We want stability. We might feel pressure from others to keep the relationship together, to just make it work. And we might have people-pleasing tendencies to try to please the people around us by trying to be who they tell us we should be, rather than really diving into what we want. This is another big one. Focusing on repairing the relationship can give an illusion of control. Ooh, it might make us feel like we're regaining some control in a situation that has left us feeling out of control, or like an uncontrollable situation. So if we've got out our little planners and we've got all the things down of what we're doing and how we're working on things and what he's doing and how he's working on things, it can make us feel some kind of control. But the reality is that if anything falls through the cracks there, we quickly spiral out of control because we're not dealing with the actual core wound, which is the wound of our own sense of who we are. When we skip self-repair, this is actually what happens. Our anxiety stays high because we're using that need to control as a way to be hyper-vigilant about their choices instead of feeling safe in our own. We're putting all of our focus on them. We're giving all of our authority, all of our power over to them. Okay? Resentment builds. We do the work that's on our little checklist. Okay, we're doing the work. We're checking in. We're having accountability talks. We might be going to therapy. We might be getting some coaching, whatever it may be. But we still feel empty and unseen because this is just to save the relationship without really looking at what we need to repair within ourselves. And the saddest thing is we often lose ourselves further. I talk to people all the time who have gone to a lot of therapy and then they come find me. And a common theme that I hear is that these things didn't work. And it's often because it was focused on the relationship and not on them. It was focused on how to repair the relationship and not on how to repair the broken relationship with themselves and letting the relationship come next. The relationship with another individual come next. When we have it in reverse order, we end up losing ourselves even further because then we're getting into what we think others expect of us and letting people down, making decisions from a place of fear instead of clarity. Okay? So what does self-repair look like? Self-repair looks like rebuilding our self-trust. It looks like learning to listen to your intuition again. Okay, so for example, something happens that's uncomfortable for you. And rather than writing it off as me just feeling crazy or I just need to stuff it, or me yelling and screaming, you take a beat, you take a minute, and you think about it. And you go, what do I actually want to think about this? What do I actually want to make this mean that this is showing up? Either there's something going on that this trigger is trying to draw my attention to. Like maybe there's more deception. Maybe there's more happening with him that I need to see, or with her if the situation fits. Or maybe this is coming up now because it's time to give it all the love that I have so I can heal it, so it can loosen its grip on me. That's part of intuition. It's part of when you hear things, when you notice truth that comes up in you, part of learning to trust yourself is not second guessing it and taking action on it immediately. And then learning from that. And little by little, your trust is restored. That you learn that at the end of the day, people are going to do their thing and I can count on me. I have a deep relationship with myself. I can always count on me. And, I want to go a little further on this. I would say that in my own life, I've always had a strong sense of independence that I can take care of me. But a lot of that came out of necessity because of how I was raised. A lot of it came because I had to, because I did not have a lot given to me. I had to learn to take care of me. Now, where that has bit me in the butt in different ways is in being sometimes too independent and avoiding close intimacy because it feels scary or because there's a lack of trust that someone's going to be there for me. That has been part of my self-repair, is going, okay, where is my independence something that is a strength and where is it actually something that's hurting me? Where could I set it down? Where could I receive? Where can I let people in? Where can I soften my boundaries a little bit? Because the boundaries are not healthy boundaries. They are here to keep me from feeling uncomfortable or exposed or getting hurt, right? Part of your self-repair is going to be learning how to process your emotions instead of bypassing them. Instead of just doing what you've always done and pushing things down. And again, to that example, being independent because it's what I do and I can just handle it and I can plow through. It's going, oh, I think I need to sit in this. Sometimes it looks like grieving the naive version of you before the betrayal, going, I will never be her again. She's gone. That girl who just didn't think that this would ever happen to me is long gone. It means making space for anger and sadness and uncertainty without judgment, that you let it be, that you let yourself be a human with human emotions and give space to them and learn the practice of processing your own emotions, allowing them room in your body. It means reconnecting with your own desires and values. Who do you want to be? Not just in this relationship, but in your life. This goes beyond, it transcends the relationship. This is the whole, what kind of energy do I want to bring to my own life? And where do the relationships fit with that when I've really gotten clear on what I want? What dreams and goals and parts of myself have been neglected? I can't tell you how many people I have talked to, especially women, who cannot tell me the last time they've really thought about what they want and they don't even know how. It's been so silenced in them that they don't know how. They don't remember the parts of them that dream and the parts of them that desire and that want things. Reconnecting with your own desires and values gives you life force. It gives you a reason to keep showing up. It gives you a reason to keep advocating for something more, putting your stake in the ground of wanting more and that I'm willing to stand for it. Knowing that you will stand up for you is huge. Knowing that you will be there for you. Knowing that I haven't always been there for me, but I will be here for you now. I will be here for you now. I was embarrassed of you. I was embarrassed of this part of me that was so timid, that was so afraid, that was so afraid of conflict, that was so afraid of being left, so afraid of a reaction that would feel scary to me or that would make me feel small. And so I made myself small beforehand. I shrunk myself beforehand so that somebody else couldn't. I'm sorry. And instead of shrinking myself again, and instead of trying to cut that part off of me and feeling ashamed of it, I'm pulling up a chair, offering some compassion and saying, of course you did it that way because that's the only way you knew how. You are trying to survive. And part of me showing up for you now, this part of me that I've wanted to cut off, is by pulling up a chair and saying, you didn't have the tools then. I'm learning how to have them now. And I've got you. You don't need to be afraid anymore. I've got you. You did the best you could. Okay? When we start to heal these parts of us, this is what happens. You stop over-functioning in relationships. You no longer have the need to control anything. You don't need to over-function because you recognize that there's only one of you, there's only so much that you even want to give, and that the other person is either going to fill in that space or you're going to learn that they don't want to, and you'll have that information. There's room there for people to grow. When we are operating in an over-functioning space, there's a lot of need for control there, and there's not a lot of room for the other person. Another thing that happens is you start to set clearer boundaries without guilt, without apology, without over-explaining. I really need this time from this time to this time when you take care of the kids because I just know that I do, and because this and this and this. It's like, no, we're both parents here, and this is what I need. What do you need? Okay, great. I've got that too. We can help each other out here instead of over-explaining. And the guilt piece, let's talk about the guilt piece. Guilt sometimes comes out of habit, out of pattern, because we're not used to standing up for ourselves. And sometimes the guilt comes as a reaction to us standing up. What I want you to know is when you can do things knowing you might feel guilty after and then learn how to tolerate feelings of guilt, that's a game changer. To go, guilt. All right, do I actually need to feel guilty here? Is there something that I've done that I need to apologize for? Is there something I've done that's out of alignment with who I want to be? Have I really done anything wrong? No? Awesome. It's just my protective self trying to keep myself safe by saying, don't do that, it's uncomfortable. Guilt, I see you, and I'm not playing this game today. You can hang out for a minute, but I'm not going to give it a whole lot of attention. Okay? You're setting boundaries around that even. Yeah, you're welcome to be there, but I'm not going to give you the microphone that I usually would. Another huge piece here, when you learn how to self-repair, is engaging from a place of choice, not desperation. You no longer desperately need something. You do things because you want to. The paradox here is that the stronger your relationship is with yourself, the better your external relationships become because you're no longer seeking from them what you need to give yourself. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The stronger your relationship with yourself, the better your external relationships become because you are no longer seeking from them what you need to give yourself. You no longer need those validation hits to feel safe. You no longer need to be told that you're worth loving and that you're good enough or anything of the sort. You know how to give it to yourself. It no longer is an issue what they're doing or not doing, especially for you out there listening who are no longer in your relationships, whether they left or whether you left. You no longer even have to care what they're up to. It's like, okay, noted, great, good luck to you. It doesn't have the same weight anymore because you haven't given it to it. You haven't given the weight to it. You've let that go because you have strengthened your relationship with yourself. You have forgiven yourself for parts that you wish you would have done differently. You have forgiven yourself for the harsh judgments that you've placed on yourself. You have forgiven yourself for the times that you knew something was happening and you dismissed it. You have forgiven yourself for how hard you blamed yourself for it. You've let those things go. You've repaired. And you have a habit of repairing. You know what repair looks like for you. You know how to speak to yourself so that you can get back into repair. Just like any relationship, sometimes we get in disrepair with ourselves. We go from harmony to disharmony to repair. We do this with ourselves. We get out of harmony with ourselves. Okay? Getting back into repair is a relationship skill, and it needs to start with us. Getting back into harmony with ourselves, knowing that we're acting in alignment with our highest selves, one that we can be proud of, and knowing what that looks like for us, knowing what your own repair cycle looks like. Do I pull up a chair and listen to whatever emotion is in my body and give it love rather than judgment? Do I give myself the benefit of the doubt? Do I allow myself to be wrong about myself? Do I allow myself to go, yeah, you've made a lot of assumptions about yourself. You're not very kind, and we're not doing that anymore. Okay? Before you focus on repairing the external relationship with somebody else, please ask yourself, what does my own repair look like? Ask these questions. What part of my self-trust has been broken? Where am I abandoning myself in the pursuit of fixing the relationship? What is one small act of self-repair I can commit to today? I want you to take action, okay? Whether it's journaling these things out, applying for my program, just making space for your emotions, I want you to do something. And I want you to remember that no matter what happens with this relationship, your healing starts with you, and that's something you can reclaim today. It's something that you can own today. It's yours. It's yours. No one else can do it for you, and it's the greatest gift you can ever give yourself. Before I wrap it up, I can't leave without telling you about my group program, Get Your Life Back After Infidelity. I tell you this because it just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better and better, with quicker results, with more profound shifts, with people coming in, listening for 2 weeks, getting coaching, and feeling different than they have in years. These are results that we see all the time. And people ask me, what makes this different than therapy? What makes this different than other groups? The entire program is about self-repair. The entire program is about healing our relationship with ourselves so that we can make the best decisions for ourselves moving forward. That is the crux of the entire program. It might not sound as flashy as save your relationship, right? Do this program and you'll for sure have your relationship saved, my guarantee. I can't make that guarantee. But the guarantee I can make is that your relationship with you will be better than it ever has been in your entire life. You will have a better relationship with you. You'll have the best relationship with you than you've ever had. That I can stand behind, and I cannot imagine anything more valuable. There is nothing more valuable. There's nothing more valuable. And when our relationship with ourselves heals, everything else changes. Everything else rises. The things that we do not have energy for anymore go away because we make them go away, or they fall off on their own. We ask for more money in our jobs. We have better boundaries with our relationships. Everything gets better. Is there anything worth more than that? Is there anything more valuable to gift yourself the gift of you and really knowing yourself the most intimately than ever? I don't think there's anything better. Go ahead and apply for the program. The application link is in the show notes. It's on my website. We're ready for you, ready with open arms. All right, take care, my friends. So good to talk with you again today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast. If you would like to be kept in the know about upcoming free classes, new podcast episodes, and other ways of working with me, go subscribe to my weekly email. You can subscribe at AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. Again, it's AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. I will see you next time.